Welcome everyone to another JDM racing video. We're here at Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix and it is round 7. We have just finished outside the top 10 in the last couple of races. We haven't scored since round 2, so the main aim for this round, this race, is to try and get back in that points playing positions and see if we can add to the 20 points that we've got in the first 2 Grand Prix. So what we're going to do, focus hard on qualifying because we know for sure qualifying is massively important around Monaco. If you get stuck down the field, there is no hope or very little hope for you to get up the field. So it's easier to be up and defend and have track position than trying to fight from the back. And that's what we're going to try and do. So the car massively quick in Q1. We weren't able to recapture that throughout the rest of the sessions, but it was a good marker and a good baseline to start from. And we'll go into Q2 and see where we go from there.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Perez, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Gardner and Magnussen, Vettel, Bottas, Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher, Albon, Stroll, Oscar Piastri and Guan Yu Zhou. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching out for as they head into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
As the formation lap gets underway, the cars will begin their journey climbing high through the town before dicing down to the harbour side of Monaco. Arguably the most iconic venue on the race calendar due to its setting and, of course, the annual dose of glamour and drama.
So, a Mercedes front row lockout with both of them starting on the mediums. So they're doing long stints. Only Sainz on the medium is going to do that long stint as well. We're down in 13th. So, if we can get into the top 10 off the start, very unlikely, we may be able to block the people behind and manage to keep the 10th place if we can manage to get a good pit stop in as well. So that's going to be the plan, but it's going to be very difficult for us to get 3 places off the start. It's very difficult round here anyway to get any kind of places. So Piastri, he just has to do well starting from the back and see if he can get anything, but it's going to be hard. We'll try though. Then get the boost on down into turn 1. There's a bit of bumping and barging between the AlphaTauri and the Alpine. The Alpine gets close to the wall. Down the inside of the AlphaTauri and the McLaren. Right on the back of Alonso now. Replay the start from the front then. George Russell on pole position, leading away, gets a good start. Hamilton close, tucked up behind that rear wing, but he holds the lead going into turn 1. Up the hill. And George Russell, that's the perfect getaway, holding that pole position, keeping his teammate behind. So we did what we said we hoped we were going to do, which was get a few positions off the start. And then try and hold back anyone that was coming through.
You're in the top 10 now, keep it up.
So we can throw one up the inside here. We do. And that's 8th place. Scrape the wall a little bit as well. On the back of the Ferrari, Carlos Sainz on those medium tyres doesn't look happy.
Good. You can use the overtake button to get past.
So I'm wondering if Perez, when he's going to pit, kind of stuck behind Sainz now. Come then, almost 40% wear on those front tyres. We pull in. Set of mediums go on. I felt like
pit strategy complete.
We should probably just go for a slightly earlier one to try and undercut Perez. I mean, Sainz is going to be out of sequence with us anyway because he's on the medium, going to switch on to the soft. So he's going to be running long, so we were just going to be sat there, stuck behind Sainz. We may as well have took a gamble. Now this does mean we're going to have to run longer on this medium tyre for this second stint. But as long as we look after them, we should be alright. We're keeping an eye on the fuel as well. I feel like we've got real pace in the car this weekend, so we need to be able to get in clear air and use it. Here's Charles Leclerc then, getting ready to pit from 5th place, follows in the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Changes onto the medium tyres. Oh, and he gets held quite a bit there. And there's Verstappen. Leclerc rejoins, but he's lost a lot of time. Where's that going to put him? There's the JDM. And there's the second JDM of Gardner. And he just gets out in front. So that would have been an easy gap to stay in front of that JDM without being held, and he would have been level with Verstappen, really. And now he's going down the inside. So that's the plan with the strategy today. And that's Leclerc. So the undercut, Leclerc must have been up the road, because he must have been in front of Perez and Sainz. We've gone for the dive bomb, we took Leclerc, so that undercut has paid us back dividends. We managed to get Leclerc, the championship leader, on lap 8, closing in on our teammate now, who is also running on the medium tyre. He will be pitting in probably a couple of laps time. Now Piastri has been released. He clipped the wall there.
The gap to the car in front is 3.6 seconds.
Leclerc down the outside, Perez on the inside. And Perez looks like he's struggling with the warm-up on those mediums. We're going to try the dive bomb into this corner again. And we get Perez much the same way that we got Leclerc at the same corner. Leclerc going around the outside into turn 1. The Red Bull coming out of the pit lane. All action. Sergio Perez. And the dive bomb from the JDM, and Sergio Perez on the back foot trying to get those tyres warmed up. He falls foul and falls prey to the JDM that's looked very sprightly today. And now Oscar Piastri leads his teammate, hasn't pitted yet. So Piastri from Gardner, from Perez, from Leclerc. Half the race still to go. We've jumped our main rivals in the race in the pit stops. I'm going to need Oscar to get out of the way here. Play the team game. Give me a buffer back to the cars behind so I can build a gap. Get on the blow up to Mark. Get Oscar to move over. Lando Norris and Max Verstappen exchanging fastest laps. We're currently stuck behind our teammate. following through the tunnel, slipstream ERS. Not the cleanest move I've ever seen, but we needed to get it done. So Piastri in 7th peels off into the pit lane. The JDM not really helping his teammate out. And on the late pit stop on the medium, switching to the hard rather than the soft. So an extremely conservative strategy call from the JDM team there. Must be worried about tyre wear. And he rejoins down the field. And now he pits.
Oscar is into the pit lane. Oscar in the pits.
So our teammate could have helped us out a bit more there. Perez has got the DRS, he's going to be streaming down the outside.
13.6 seconds.
We put the block on. So the two Mercedes, Russell and Hamilton, running 1 and 2 on lap 13, both on the mediums. Hamilton pulls in, so he's going to pit first. Interesting call from the Mercedes team. Usually they give the lead car the preference on the strategy, but Hamilton's the one who's pitted first. So Hamilton, you see the Ferrari pit crew coming out there in the background as well for Sainz. So Sainz pits as well. So Hamilton comes out, and that's Lando Norris, and he gets out in front of Lando Norris. So Mercedes covering off the McLaren there, making sure that Hamilton, that's probably why he was pitting first, to cover off the undercut of the McLaren. Carlos Sainz pits to go on the soft tyre.
Sainz is in the pits.
Perez going down the outside. Again, we played the hard ball with him. He's got more pace at this stage in the race. We're just positioning the car the best way we can to defend. So George Russell then surely has to respond. He does. He's going to pit himself so that he doesn't get caught by the undercut from his teammate and the McLaren of Lando Norris. What is the relative pace going to have been like though? He's just had the pace on Hamilton. Out of the two Mercedes, he's been slightly quicker this weekend. There's Hamilton. There's Russell. It's close, but Russell maintains the lead, and that pit stop was key in making sure that he stayed as the lead car. He's going to struggle a little bit with the warm-up now, whereas Hamilton's already up to temps. But I suspect that George Russell will be able to do enough to get those tyres warmed up and then start to manage that gap back to his teammate. Trying to keep Perez behind, and Leclerc. Got another 4 laps of this. Oh no.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
We're running low on fuel. Here comes George Russell then, round the last few turns at Monaco. This is going to be an extremely popular win. The first for Mercedes in 2022 and the first for George Russell in his career. He wins the Monaco Grand Prix ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton for a Mercedes 1-2. And that is a much needed shot in the arm for Mercedes this season.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
Gonna come across the line. Oh, I don't know if we got that.
Okay, pick up rubber.
6th or 6th. We just got 6th place. Oh my god, that was close. If that was any other track, we wouldn't have got away with that fuel. We got driver of the day.
For another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats.
So tense.
But they've come through to take a stunning victory.
George Russell wins first race of the season for Mercedes.
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid
And the
strategy
first of his
today
career.
that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes may have even got the 1-2.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
There's Lewis on the 2nd step. So a 1-2 for Mercedes out of nowhere, and Lando Norris 3rd for McLaren. Massive result for them after watching Red Bull and Ferrari dominate at the front. Okay, so George Russell is the winner of the Monaco Grand Prix. What a feather in his cap. He takes the fastest lap as well, and he comes home 1.8 seconds in front of his teammate Lewis Hamilton. So a fantastic, perfect weekend for Mercedes with the pole, the fastest lap and the win, the Grand Slam. Lando Norris 3rd for McLaren. That is, again, sensational result for them as well. I think that's McLaren's first podium of the season. So excellent result for him and the team. Max Verstappen 4th for Red Bull. He does the best out of the Red Bull and Ferrari group. So we'll be making up points in the championship on the 3 ahead of him. Carlos Sainz, damage limitation. He was on the alternate strategy today. Could only get up to 5th. We come home about 20 seconds behind. We really struggled in that second stint on those mediums. But we'd already managed to gain track position, and that was the key. Once we had the track position, we managed to just put Sergio Perez where we wanted him on the track, and we managed to hold him off, even with the fuel running out as well on the last lap. Super drama. We get the 8 points, and we get the 6th place, which is our best result, and our 3rd points finish of the season. So 8 points was well deserved for us. We earned them, and yeah, fantastic, especially after starting from 13th as well. Perez, again, damage limitation for himself and Leclerc down in the lower points paying positions. They did not want to get mixed up with me, but they did. They couldn't push on, and they got stuck behind. Alonso and Ricciardo rounding out the points. Gasly, our rival, is he finishes just outside the points. Ocon still continues to be outdone by Alonso in that team, and another top 10 start, but drops outside. Looking down a bit further, we've got Magnussen and Vettel. Magnussen always trying 100%. He won't give an inch, as we saw with Magnussen, as we saw with Verstappen earlier in the season at Imola. Did not want to let him past. So he didn't lose any positions today either. Gained one off the start. Vettel, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Bottas, Albon, and the two Canadians at the back, Stroll and Latifi. Guan Yu Zhou, he's been having a bit of an underwhelming season, to be honest. I'll be expecting better, but the car is not great, the Alfa Romeo. And Oscar Piastri, down the back, finishes plumb last, so not great considering that we were in the points. In terms of the championship, we maintain our 10th position but go equal with Daniel Ricciardo now on points, and Carlos Sainz, with his higher points paying position, manages to go and sneak just ahead of Charles Leclerc at the top of the championship, and Max Verstappen is within 5 points of his teammate as well. The win for George Russell has now put him in striking distance of Max Verstappen and pulls away from Lewis Hamilton, so a little bit of a shift at the top there in the top 6, but overall not much else to report. Constructor standings, Ferrari take a hit, Mercedes take a massive jump in the points gap with their 1-2, and we also move above AlphaTauri with our points finish. So that wraps it up, and I'll catch you in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.